with the responsibility between the sticks for Real Madrid in the Cup. A really solid-looking defensive lineup of Carvajal, Varane, Ramos and Marcelo. Midfield, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos and Marcos Llorente. And up front, Lucas Vázquez, Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr. That means there's no place in the starting lineup for Gareth Bale. And it also means that Marcos Llorente steps in place of Casemiro in the holding midfield role. Mr. De Burgos Bengochea is aided by another top-class referee, Gonzalez, in the video arbitration room. Duncan McMath, we're off. Real Madrid get things underway, and we've got 180 minutes of Clásico football to look ahead to before we discover who's going to play in the final of the Spanish knockout competition.
And El Clásico never disappoints, Simon. We're in for quite a ride in these two semi-finals between these two enormous sides, the two biggest teams in the world. And just having a quick look at the 11s, not too many surprises really. Great news for Barca that Alba and Busquets are both back into the starting 11. They were sorely missed against Valencia in La Liga. Malcolm comes in place for Leo Messi. We knew that it was 50-50. Would Messi make it or not? In the end, we've been told that he's fit to play, but he's not in the starting 11. We know he's on the bench, ready to come on if needed. For Real Madrid, the big surprise for me is Marcelo once again playing at left back. He hasn't been in the greatest form this season. We've seen Reguilón coming in and doing a fine job. Also, Marcos Llorente is in midfield.
Yes, I'll just briefly fill you in on who is on the bench for Barcelona. It's Iñaki Peña, the young keeper, Messi, Murillo, Boateng, Sergio Roberto, Carlos Aleñá and Arturo Vidal. For Real Madrid, Courtois, Nacho, Bale, Casemiro, Asensio, Isco, Dani Ceballos. Two pretty decent-looking benches there, Duncan. And, well, the news perhaps is, although maybe not a huge surprise, the fact that Gareth Bale starts on the bench for Real Madrid. Lucas Vázquez offering far more defensive cover on that left flank of Barca's attack, where obviously Jordi Alba is a key danger man.
It's so important, isn't it, for Barca, that left flank? They do so much damage, they really hurt their rivals on that flank. For me, it's not a surprise at all that Gareth Bale is on the bench, not because he's not a better player than Lucas, of course. Gareth Bale has just come back from a fairly lengthy injury layoff. We know that Lucas Vázquez works harder in defence than Gareth Bale, and I think at the moment Vinicius, with the form he's in, is quite simply undroppable. So too is Karim Benzema, who's scoring bags of goals every week. He's got 6 in his last 4 in all competitions. He's in top form. So I think those three had to start, and with Gareth Bale returning from injury, no surprise for me that he starts on the bench.
Well, we've already seen how Mateolov played advantage after that challenge brought Arthur down. Perhaps for some people it might be a surprise, Duncan, to see Malcolm starting tonight. Surely the flag's up, Coutinho's through. Offside given. Bit of a warmer there for Keylor Navas. Malcolm's in. He started quite often in the Cup in the 2 wins over Cultural Leonesa, a team from the lower tiers that Barca got past over 2 legs quite comfortably. But the other 3 games he started in this season, Barca have lost them all. 2-1 they lost to Levante in the first leg of the Cup, 2-0 they lost to Sevilla in the first leg of the quarter-final, and 3-4 they lost at home in La Liga to Betis. They're the 3 games, apart from the clash against Cultural Leonesa, that Malcolm started.
I don't think you can particularly lay the blame at his door, of course, not that you're doing that, because 2 of those Cup games that have been, or there were, big changes in that Barcelona side for the first legs of both of those Cup games. So it wasn't just Malcolm coming in, it was a host of fringe players, if you like, that came into that starting 11. I thought against Real Betis he had a pretty good first half as well. I thought he was one of the few Barcelona players who actually did well in that game that they lost at home against Betis, and were very much outplayed, I think, by Quique Setien's side. No great surprise he comes in, because if it's not him, who is it in that forward
for 1 second of trying to hold it. Boy, did the Germans strike that. Now it's Suarez on the break, waiting for support. Can't get the ball out from under his feet, and to Artur, and then Artur lost it as well.
Just a quick point, Simon. Busquets, absolutely magnificent in defence and then attack, does what he always does. Wins the ball back for Barca, and then within a second he's passed the ball through the lines into midfield, and Barca are away. Malcolm had made an incredible run, by the way. He was probably through on goal if Suarez had found him. Unfortunately for Barca, Suarez messed that one up.
It's Karim Benzema. It's a confident run, lays it off to Vinicius. And the Camp Nou jeering Vinicius when he's on the ball. That's a sign probably of a certain amount of fear or respect, and it's 1-0. It's put away by Lucas Basquet, the man they said didn't score enough goals. It's all about Karim Benzema with the setup. Barcelona's defence at 6s and 7s. Lucas Basquet breaks the deadlock. Not even 6 minutes on the clock. 1-0 to Real Madrid.
This, Simon, is why Real Madrid are flying at the moment. In the last 5 games in all competitions before this one, they've won them all and they've scored 16 goals. Vinicius is at the top of his game, so too is Karim Benzema. The two of them link up for this goal. Lucas makes a great run, but he can't miss from there. It's a tidy finish into the far corner, but it's put on a plate for him by Vinicius and Karim Benzema. It's a very good finish from Lucas. Take nothing away from that. He opens up his body nicely, opens up his foot nicely, and just guides it into the far corner. But the goal is all about Vinicius, and as you said, all about Karim Benzema. Once again, unselfish from the Frenchman.
And all about how the cross in from Vinicius got the better of Jordi Alba. Benzema took full advantage. But under pressure from Clement Lenglet, I thought Lucas Basquet did really, really well. 1-0 to Real Madrid. What a start. That's quietened down the Camp Nou a little bit. Can Barcelona respond? It's blocked by Ramos. Modric in with a firm challenge. The referee says play on. Collected here by Benzema in the circle. He finds Toni Kroos. Kroos to Vinicius. Just the start Madrid would have wanted. Marcelo being challenged by Malcolm, and wins a free kick.
Well, Simon, there may not be Leo Messi in the starting 11 for Barca. Cristiano Ronaldo may not be in the starting 11 for Real Madrid, but what an exciting contest we have on our hands, and what a great time for these two teams to play each other. Real Madrid in the best form of their season.
Instead of
Coutinho back for the Brazilian, back to his compatriot, the heel flick. Artur sneaks it inside, and Ramos pokes it free.
Wonderful free play by both the Brazilians on the same wavelength and picking their way through. No way through that white mesh that formed in front of Coutinho to get his square ball played in. There was nothing for him to hit.
Nice little touch by Malcolm. Oh. Soft Semedo gets taken down, a foul and a card.
Well, Sergio Ramos is the captain and he can talk to the referee like this, but I think he's trying to get away with a really sly piece of defensive football, and that's the way Lajos sees it. Take a look as he's driving past him. Does the leg come out behind right here? I don't know if it's that clear. I think that one could have went both ways. I think it's a little harsh after we see it in replay. I thought his leg came out as he stood and he saw Malcolm streaking by him, but in replay it didn't look like it.
So Coutinho, a lot more responsibility here with Lionel Messi starting on the bench.
Yep, well said. Well, last couple of games he started to sparkle,
especially in the cup against Sevilla. Looking for the equalizer. Oh, little flick by Suarez. Piqué tries to settle. Malcolm to Arthur. Coutinho. Malcolm taken down by Modric.
It's a reach in and he thinks he can get it, and Lajos says, yeah, I can understand your complaints, but he's too sharp for you. See the little touch past, and Modric thinks he can get to the ball. Not too far away from it, very close, but the right decision. These are the situations Real Madrid. They've been wonderful going forward over the last month. They've been lethal in front. They've got a wonderful standing goalkeeper, but defensively, Phil, there has been still one or two concerns that Real Madrid can improve upon. They'll be tested here.
Coutinho again, a little backspin on this one. Ramos gets a little help from Toni Kroos. Actually, Vasquez it is. Vinicius help left and right. Kroos pushing up the wing. Vinicius behind Vasquez. And as he reaches back, he trips up Arthur.
It's not the best decision. It's not the best ball from the young Brazilian. He's got Benzema to the left and Lucas Vasquez to the right. He hesitated to play the ball. That right channel started to close in on him like a moving wall. Benzema not being able to get to the other side of him.
First legs have been an adventure for Barca. Ramos over to pinch it away. Back into the middle for Varane. Their opener was against tiny Cotero Leonesa. Good work by Ramos. And it took a 90th minute long leg goal to grab a victory. They then lost to Levante and lost to Sevilla, giving up 2 goals in the process in each of those, and now they trail Real Madrid at home in the first leg.
Well played by Langley to recover that as Piqué tried to get out of it cleverly. He's caught here.
They close in on Rakitic, and it's 3v1 on the angle. Vinicius tries to take it himself, and Piqué denies.
Again, a young man's decision, and he has Toni Kroos to the left. When we see this in replay, Phil, Vinicius says, I didn't see you, but he's got to be able to identify this. He has the breakaway, and there's Toni Kroos wide open to the left and not slotted in. Fortunately for Barcelona, that ball goes to Toni Kroos. It's 2-0.
Benzema was peeling away just in case he was needed.
Well,
so that's two off the hook.
That was the distracting run. That was the whole thing, to take away that defender and leave Toni open. He did it beautifully.
Malcolm couldn't get it around Marcelo, who is fighting for his job for Real Madrid at the moment. Sergio Reguilón stepping in when he was injured and doing so well. Many surprised Marcelo's out there today. Far side Alba. Kissed back by Suarez. Return favor. And Suarez a mystic.
There's a look at the goal. Vinicius played in by Benzema, and then he takes Piqué and asks him, do you want to dance? Let me show you my samba. And it cannot be cleared. It's pulled back, but the control from Benzema, and then this pass, fully intentional, nothing capricious about it, laid on a wonderful golden altar. It's a tight angle, and Langley tries to get there, but Vasquez, a softer kiss. There's a mother's bedtime kiss at bedtime. Beautiful goal.
Well, they do have a little help in reserve. Word from Barcelona saying Messi is 100%. There was a concern that he might have pulled a groin muscle in the last game on the weekend. They say he is available 100%, but electing to save him, will it cost them? Coutinho. Burst of speed.
Lucky.
Nice from Llorente. Carvajal. Modric, who's starting to play like the best. Benz, who Solari says is the best center forward on the planet. Hard to argue over the last month. Dummied nicely. Navas. Long switch, but no one home. 30 cup titles for Barca, 23 for Athletic, and Real Madrid looking for their 20th if they can get through their longtime foes. There's more history on the line. Barca have won 4 in a row, tying the mark set by Madrid before they were royal, and Athletic both back before the 40s. Trying to become the first to win 5 cups in a row.
Good play by Semedo, and Malcolm just asking for that dink ball on the outside. Semedo tries to play in Suarez, who had taken root.
Navas taking his time, and the Barcelona fans letting him hear it. Maybe not quite as sharp with his distribution. Ter Stegen dummies it across for the goal kick. Real Madrid putting some pressure on, and Modric pokes it free. Real gets it back, going into enemy ground and on their front foot.
16 minutes in, it's virtually been 80% of the football match in this half of Barcelona, and wonderfully constructed and well organized game plan. Another bad giveaway. Look out.
Ben's motoring,
Nicely.
dishes Vinicius. Oh. He thought the run would continue. He's claiming a deflection, and it will be a corner.
Thought he was going to go for the curler there, and that's what he's telling Benzema. I should have pulled my red hot trigger. Terrible giveaway again, and they are off like a teenager and a hot rod. Here's the pull back, and there's the bender to that back post. I don't know what he was thinking here. Benzema has no chance of getting it, and it takes a little bit of a touch off the cleats of Piqué.
18th minute, clipping to a close. Real looking for its second. Snapped away. Suarez on the volley wide. It was Llorente from distance.
A wonderful one to hit, and he gets nowhere near the accuracy. Just a complete slice through the ball.
We talk about the 5-1 earlier this season at the Nou Camp. Suarez with a hat trick in that one, by the way. They drew in this stadium last May towards the end of the season. Gareth Bale, the game-tying goal late. And then the Super Cup back in August, before last season got underway, Real actually walked away with a 3-1 win. So they know they can win here.
Barcelona really been playing poorly defensively in the opening 80 minutes. Oh man, he's close to giving it away again.
And they do.
Real Madrid win it back and cough it back up. Good ball.
Nice run. Malcolm beating Marcelo.
He's in.
One-on-one. Navas to the rescue. And now a late flag coming up. Malcolm by an inch.
Like time, it looked as if it was going to be called offside, and no, that's not. He's definitely onside, and if this one had went in, it probably would have stood. And hey, who comes to the rescue again? The magisterial Keylor Navas. Magnificent from Keylor. Costa Rica be proud.
And again, well repped. Even if it was the wrong call, they waited for the play to end.
Yep.
Because what would have happened if they lifted the flag and Malcolm had scored?
Right.
Again,
great opportunity for him to really stake his place with the club and with his reputation, Phil. You've got to put them away. He's had a couple of chances in the games where he's been introduced and is disappointed.
Marcelo poked away from Benz.
Wraparound tackle by Busquets.
Ooh, right into Ramos's back. Malcolm almost leaps him. Start of this game, Barcelona in top as they've been almost all season in league play, 1 or 2, 18 weeks atop the La Liga table. Real has only been there once.
They're getting the calls as well, and it's because they're expansive football. They really are spreading this field out, Real Madrid, and that's one thing, but then you got to connect all those spread dots, and they are doing it beautifully in the opening 20 minutes.
On. Back to the captain, over for Kroos. Up steps Rakitic, Kroos switches. Good run Vasquez, but they took the extra touch. Real Madrid was top of La Liga in week 2. They were down to 9th by week 10. As Ramos scampers over, scoops it over the challenge. Marcelo, and a nice build up here. Now it's Vinicius. Piqué to the rescue. Of course, Solari has kind of turned things around, and Real now 3rd in the table, as high as they've been since week 8. But maybe their best chance to beat Barcelona for a title is in the cup.
Well, a brave start. And you look back on this 20 minutes, Phil, the way they really did unsettle this Barcelona back line by pressurising in the midfield and snatching onto all the loose balls and forcing Barcelona to give it away. Barcelona's had a couple of real good raids, but they better hit the back of the net, because this Real Madrid team is looking ultra dangerous and red hot and looking for number 2.
Lethal on those direct plays.
Good play again.
Ben's on the turn now.
Nicely.
Vinicius, and unable to settle. Crosses one touch, goes wide.
Again, wonderful coordinated play and responsible passing. Benzema, beautiful touch and turn to set up Vinicius, and it's a brilliant pullback. Right on target. Good chain reaction football from Real Madrid.
First Clasico goal from Lucas Vasquez, the difference. A gutsy decision, maybe not Vinicius, but Lucas Vasquez over Gareth Bale, and Solari looks like a genius at the moment. Ben's, by the way, his 8th Clasico assist. Danger for Marcelo.
Magic.
Help from Carvajal if they can find him. Poked away by Semedo.
It took 2 players to rattle him, one on each side. He's looking for the foul. It looked very close. Take a look. Touches him past, and just as his foot touches, it looked like it was very close. That Semedo maybe just clipping him ahead of the touch through the back. Referee nicely poised, and good reaction from Benzema as well. The 2 number 9s have different attitudes towards the game. The snarling of Suarez and Benzema in a different sort of mentality, but both playing lethal football for their clubs.
Llorente just getting a touch to throw the ball back to Navas. And interestingly, Ray, at the start of the season, in fact, you could argue 2 months ago, a lot of the fans were saying that each team needed to replace its number 9. That Suarez was starting to lose it, and that Benzema not the same without Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, now Luis Suarez trails only that man in the scoring race in league, and Benzema maybe the best center forward on the planet. sandwiched, but no call. 20 minutes left in the opening half. Ramos rides Malcolm off.
Well played, Navas.
Vinicius blocked out by Piqué.
Again, full credit to the Tico man in between the sticks for shutting out Malcolm. And Courtois has been wonderful in the last month or so and has definitely improved, but does he get to that ball and attack that space that Malcolm attacked? I'm not sure.
Out comes Navas in one of those situations and pips Alba to the ball.
Safe as the houses. Wonderful anticipation and reading. Wonderful insurance policy for those types of situations.
Ray, from a footballing perspective, as two Barca players tumble, you could have understood why Keylor Navas would have said, okay, I'm not going to get a chance. Send me somewhere else. Malcolm inside for Suarez, and now a whistle. But Navas said, no, I want to fight for this shirt because I love being a Real Madrid player. And now that insurance policy being cashed in.
Good play by Malcolm as he fades in. Suarez a little bit clumsy, not turning away from it. It turns out a fortunate set of circumstances for Barca as Llorente came across, and in the end it was a needless foul, but it opens a good window of opportunity here.
Again, no Messi, so free kicks aplenty. This one will be Malcolm. This will bend in towards Navas. Flicked over the crossbar by Piqué, and they're going to say it was deflected on the way. Corner for Barca.
It's deflected on the way to goal. It's a good ball from Malcolm. Drops his pint of beer right into a thimble here. Beautiful ball. He's onside, and then it just takes a touch off Varane by the looks of it.
Another in-swinger. Malcolm headed clear. Benzema at that near post. Arthur headed in the wrong direction and harassed.
No, taking on Benzema, who's as sharp as a porcupine's backside, and he's really dicing with it there. Arthur nearly pickpocketed. Wow.
Is this by design, or is Real catching Barca by surprise?
Oh, they've came out from the right first minute. I mean, lineman on a galloping horse in a thick Scottish fog could see their intention, and they grabbed that deserved go-ahead goal. But the actual commitment from the first whistle from Real Madrid was let's go out at them and get them. And a big part of that, of course, is the absence of the number 10. And this crowd, whenever they need their team to step up, this is the song. Barcelona anthem that starts letting the players know, come on, let's get it together. Barcelona finding a hard way through this Real Madrid midfield and that back line. Marshaled by that wonderful captain. Good ball, that.
Malcolm laid off with the left foot, but Semedo couldn't return the favor. Vinicius stripped, but the flag waving on the near side. Did it hit Busquets in the hand? He's arguing, and it looked as though Mateo Laos is thinking about a card. Instead, Busquets will get a talking to.
There's certainly never going to be a card called for that.
But should it be a foul?
Well, he's the captain, and of course tolerates it. But yeah, it's fair comment, Phil. It ricochets onto his hand. But if that's the way he's going to call it, okay.
Mark that one down. Ramos. Ben stripped Semedo. That's why he's out there. Poor ball, Rakitic. No chance for Suarez.
Suarez not even turning around to give him the stink eye. Poor ball by even Rakitic. He's had a rough opening 29 minutes. Not this man.
Modric. Wide. The goal scorer, Vasquez. 15th straight game Real has scored in a Clásico and looking to add to their haul. 30th minute wind.
And Vinicius, and he tries to play the right ball to Benzema at the far post. Look out.
Wins it back from Busquets. Vinicius shot blocked by Arthur, up and out for the corner.
Hear him, scare him football, and look at the size of that beautiful grin. Here it is, latched onto, sets the table, and it takes a needed deflection by Rakitic by the looks of it. He has a wonderful header by the Gerard Piqué, excuse me, Rakitic it was. It glances that one and puts blisters on the crossbar. Very close for the equaliser. Seesaw football, all right.
Second corner for the visitors. Into the center.
Oh.
Off balance, Semedo. Busquets tries to clear. Coutinho to midfield. Maybe the best we've seen Malcolm in a Blaugrana shirt. Challenging here. Now Semedo forced to put it out. Again, Mateo Laos waiting for word from the sideline. Now Marcelo has the clear. Llorente off target. Good hold off by Vasquez. Again, his goal, the 15th straight road game against Barcelona, where Real Madrid has scored. Home defense has been a problem for Barca this season, but they seemed to have turned it around. Not today. One goal, though. Can't be comfortable with just a single goal in Barcelona. But it is a road goal, Ray, and that's another point when it comes to cup football.
Big statement, gained early, and the way that builds the confidence, taking it out of the locker room in a place like this, in a packed house, not easy. The character of Real Madrid comes out in full technicolor, questionably, but then they back that approach up with really sweet syncopated football.
Marcelo on his horse.
Beautiful ball.
But it's Malcolm in the saddle. round of applause. Semedo around Vinicius. Portuguese wing back in for Suarez. Keeps it alive, but again anticipated Carvajal. Hard ball, and look at Navas.
Velvet cushion around that Costa Rican right foot, and good ball out of the back to challenge for Lucas Vazquez, and commits the foul on Langley.
Take another look, Ray, at that earlier cross. Semedo's arm is up here and away from his body. Oh, it's off the head, not the hand. So it wouldn't have counted on the VAR anyway. Approaching the 40th minute. Rakitic. Down goes Coutinho, play on.
Been a good response by Barcelona, taking this long to get into the rhythm of their game. Still, that threat is being just repelled time and time again. Last ditch, perhaps, but Real Madrid doing it, fighting the flames away. They've got a great fire engine in between the sticks.
Well, point of credit to Santi Solari, electing to sit Gareth Bale, to play Vinicius, to play Lucas Vazquez. Could say the same for Valverde, to sit Messi and play Malcolm. The cross here might leave a bit to be desired, but Malcolm may be the only offense Barcelona has shown today. Solari barking at the officials. Again, Arthur forces it free. Again, attacking Marcelo. Forces the lunge.
Good cover by Toni Kroos and Sergio Ramos as they see the danger man attacking Marcelo and knowing full well that he can be undone, or ensuring in numbers around any sort of vulnerability. Good team football. Nicely, what a ball.
And going to Malcolm. Fast feet, but Ramos a fast brain.
Magic ball from Sergi Busquets to set up Malcolm.
Vinicius sprinting down the line. Piqué stays. Vinicius squares. Langley helps to clear. Beautiful from Semedo. Ray, 5 minutes left in the half. Is there a change you see in the offing for Valverde?
Well, yeah, at number 10. He alters everything, and he trained with the team yesterday. They said he was 100% fit. So how much of that is just paper talk and a little bit of gamesmanship by Valverde? We will see, because that's what they're lacking here. The medicine man and the inspiration is starting to put it together a little better, but that one slice of genius, look out.
Nice from Rakitic.
Yep.
Malcolm against Ramos. Trying to square Llorente. Good position.
I understand why Rakitic is trying to feed in the Brazilian Coutinho, but he just overhit his pass a little.
Showdown between the two Brazilians, and a whistle that goes Real Madrid's way.
Certainly what we're seeing is the two best teams in the world. Well, the best player in the world is sitting, chomping at the bit and twitching like a greyhound in the traps, waiting to get in. They've been rattling the latch of this Real Madrid team, and Real Madrid's been standing up staunchly, covering beautifully at the back. Just the last baby's breath tackles. And in Kayla, they've got a goalkeeper that is right on point. So it looks like Messi will be required off of the bench. Nice throw.
Bends, squares.
Great ball again.
Long leg gets back to his feet to cover. Vasquez, and it's long lay. Vasquez keeps it in, though.
Foul.
And the far side linesman, Igor Di Francisco, raises his flag. Well, we are glad you joined us, whichever Peña you belong to, or even if you're just a fan of the beautiful game. It has been one here in the opening half. Not enough to celebrate for Ernesto Valverde, though, on the home turf.
There's a good example of the defensive form of the forward players. Lucas Vasquez doing a great job in covering Carvajal on that side. It's Marcelo on this side that's been questioned defensively and maybe should be a little bit more tighter on Malcolm a number of times. But again, he's had good cover around him.
Semedo harassing.
Yeah.
Doubles now. And Semedo with enough of a push, and a card comes out from Mateo.
And wonderful quick feet continue to dance as the Brazilian puts the brakes on, and then delicate touch in between the two players. Wonderful. And Semedo body checks him. It's a yellow card, all right.
Many pointed to the similarities between Solari and Zidane, but there's a rather obvious difference as well. One among the best who've ever played. The other, I guess, a journeyman in comparison, but in some ways on the star-studded roster. Maybe that's kind of helped a touch of humility.
When you look at the players that Solari played with in that Real Madrid team, he had to be built of great stuff, real character, and a lot more. And he was, and it's showing up now.
Modric, Llorente,
Aye, aye.
Piqué goes down, the cross.
Good feed.
Vinicius, blocked by Longley, falls for Kroos, and he can't settle. Now the other way. Arthur. Suarez, and he'll elect to maintain possession.
Barcelona missing Dembele, and the forgotten hero who's playing so well, and that sort of blistering pace that Vinicius certainly has got this Real Madrid, this Barcelona back line a little worried. It's non-existent. It's not always the same way that Barcelona play, but that threat not there. They'll do it the delicate way.
Coutinho.
And it's been running in and being absolutely met with brute force a lot of times, and great defensive fist-shaking leadership from Sergio Ramos.
Mateo Lajos letting them play. Arthur wanted a whistle, but Mateo giving him a chance to see if he could do something regardless.
And this touch there from Benzema is world class. The pullback is beckoning, and there's a lot of players in the world who'll play that ball, but the first touch to control it over the head of the defender and then have the wherewithal to set it up was the difference. Outstanding play from Benzema.
First leg of the semi-final, first half, and it's Real Madrid holding on to a 1-0 lead at the break.
When a beauty named Margarita walked into a bar, Jose Cuervo mixed an icon in her honor. For over 220 years, Jose Cuervo Tradicional has been making history,